There is certainly no shortage of facts to cover about Disney's new hit series, The Owl House, as we follow Luz Noceda as she travels into the demonic realm, where she chooses to stay in order to learn how to become a witch. Now be warned, because there will be spoilers for all of Season 1 and the first half of Season 2. If you want to go in unspoiled, come back to watch this video after going through it, because it certainly has our stamp of approval. I'm Jeremy Freed with Channel Frederator, and these are 107 facts about the Owl House. Let's jump in with number 1. Even though Disney has been in the animation business for nearly a century now, Dana Terrace is only the 4th woman at the helm of one of their animated shows. 2. This show draws quite a lot of influence from Gravity Falls, which comes largely from Terrace herself. 3. This might seem pretty obvious, since Alex Hirsch, the creator of that show, also produced this one. But did you know that Dana Terrace actually started her career working on Gravity Falls? She did storyboarding and worked on the animation for that show. 4. Of course, Hirsch's involvement doesn't end with him being a producer. He voices King using the same tone that he did for Bill Cipher back in Gravity Falls. 5. Hirsch also voices Hootie. 6. He stated that he was trying to do a Mickey Mouse impersonation, and Dana Terrace liked it so much that she decided to keep it in. 7. But Hirsch didn't do all of King's voice, as the squeaks of rage were voiced by Dana Terrace. 8. Terrace takes a page out of his book there, since she voices the character of Tiny Nose. 9. Terrace also voices King when he was only an infant. 10. The design of Tiny Nose was also based on Terrace, though as a caricature. 11. That is actually the character's name as far as we know. You can see this on her Penstagram account. 12. This, of course, being a parody of Instagram. 13. While Ida discards a smartphone as garbage in the first episode, it is funny how a lot of teenage witches do conjure magical scrolls that function pretty much identically. 14. Moving back to voice actors for a little bit, it's funny how a lot of the cast are veterans of the industry, with one notable exception. For Ida's voice, Wendy Malick, this is the 7th project she has worked on for Disney, starting all the way back in 2000. 15. Amity is voiced by Mae Whitman, whose best-known role is probably Katara in Avatar: The Last Airbender. 16. But here's one you may have missed. Grey DeLisle voices Roselle, who kidnaps Ida and King, as well as Katya, the imprisoned food fanfic writer, and a handful of other supporting characters. She previously worked with Mae Whitman on Avatar, where she voiced Azula. 17. Roselle's partner in crime Dottie doesn't have a voice, but she communicates and growls alone. These growls may sound familiar to Dark Souls players, as they are the same sounds made by the Wretches in the 3rd installment of that series. 18. The notable exception for veterans of the industry is the voice of Luz herself, Sarah Nicole Robles. For her, this is her first time with top billing. 19. Robles also voices the Basilisk V, who takes Luz's form. 20. Let's get the obvious one out of the way. Luz is in fact the first bisexual character in a Disney show. 21. While she is not the first gay character total, she is the first openly gay protagonist in one of Disney's shows. 22. While on the subject, did you notice how there is apparently no stigma against homosexuality on the Boiling Isles? 23. The reveal that Willow has 2 fathers comes with virtually no ceremony. 24. And while Amity has plenty of issues with her parents, her sexuality is not one of them. 25. In fact, when fans brought up Amity's fear of rejection mirroring her fear of being outed, Dana Terrace confirmed that that was not intended. 26. This extends to the supporting cast as well, with Rain Whispers being confirmed as non-binary. 27. Another first for the show. 28. In fact, when the Latin American translation changed this to make the character male instead, a lot of fans and also the voice actor themselves, Avi Roque, were pretty upset about it. 29. Now, the Owl House makes a pretty deep effort to change the standards of representation in television, and how much you like that is pretty much up to where you fall on the political spectrum. 30. But there were more detractors out there before the show was even released. A Christian group calling themselves 1 Million Moms saw the first episode, that it was set in the demonic realm and involved witchcraft, after which they petitioned Disney to cancel the show. 31. Perhaps unsurprisingly, Disney ignored them. 32. Disney wasn't completely immune to the pushback against the show's progressive nature, as the picture with Willow's father's inside her memories was blurred in some countries. 33. But clearly people are hungry for this content, as the premiere of the second season on Disney Now, reports came in of the service being unavailable due to server overloads. 34. However, the 1 Million Moms group wasn't completely off the mark when they said it was a portrayal of hell. Dana Terrace has stated, in contrast to Gravity Falls, which was inspired by American horror, she wanted the Owl House to be more inspired by classical Gothic horror. 35. She has even stated that she has a tattoo of Hieronymus Bosch to that extent. 36. Alex Hirsch stated that he wanted to push the boundary for kids' entertainment back to where it was, as he feels it has become too safe and commercialized. 37. Moving on, the production numbers of the episode don't always line up with the order of their release. The first 7 episodes are all in order, but then comes episode 8 of season 1, Once Upon a Swap, which had a production code of 115. 38. In fact, most of the episodes after this air in a different order than their production would suggest. 39. Stranger still, there is no episode numbered 117. Even though the first season has 19 episodes, the production codes go up to 120, but 117 is missing. 40. This led to rumors that there is an unaired episode 17 somewhere, but this is just speculation. 41. Why the episodes don't air in the same order they were produced in, we don't know. Producing an animated show is a complex thing, however, so it's probably not worth reading too much into this. 42. However, in Season 2, at least so far, the production codes do line up with the order of their release. 43. But the episode titles themselves are worth a closer look if you take the first letter of those. In Season 1, they spell out, "A witch loses a true way." 44. In Season 2, the first letters spell out, "Seek the key." 45. Many of those titles are references to other pieces of media. Hootie's Moving Castle being a reference to Howl's Moving Castle. 46. Wing It Like Witches being a reference to Bend It Like Beckham. 47. And Through the Looking Glass Ruins being a reference to the second Alice in Wonderland novel. 48. Going to some facts about the characters, let's start with Ida, so far underrepresented in this video. In the episode Witches Before Wizards, her mug says 30 and flirty, which has sparked some debate among fans about her actual age. 49. While it has been confirmed that her curse makes her age faster, therefore making her look older than she really is, her real age isn't known. 50. Despite this, even Luce describes her as surprisingly foxy for her age. 51. What is known is that she is only about 2 years younger than her sister Lilith. 52. There is a theory worth discussing, namely that Gravity Falls and the Owl House actually take place in the same universe. 53. Ida is one of the primary reasons this theory has merit, as it is revealed that she went by the name of Marilyn when she went to the human realm. 54. And in the DVD commentary of Gravity Falls, Alex Hirsch stated that Stan Pines was married to a woman named Marilyn for a day, before she robbed him and disappeared forever. 55. She also appears in the background of a Gravity Falls comic on a wanted poster, and that comic came out before the Owl House was released. 56. Something else bolstering this theory is a hat, strongly resembling Dipper's hat, that can be seen on Ida's shelf in the first episode. 57. And a picture of Bill Cipher can be seen on King's Board of Demons 101. 58. Now Luce. Even though this isn't really meaningful, it is revealed that Luce is from the fictional town of Gravesfield, Connecticut. 59. Perhaps unsurprisingly, this is also the home state of Dana Terrace. 60. In some of the letters that V sent to Camilla Noceda, she misspelled Luz's name. 61. This could be a reference to various media outlets misspelling her name prior to the show's release. 62. Prior to learning about the existence of the demon realm, Luz has stated that she wanted to become a writer. 63. Fittingly for a writer, she is shown to be ambidextrous, as she is seen drawing the glyphs with both hands. 64. Some have speculated that Luz has a form of ADHD, though Terrace stated that she did not intend this. 65. However, she does now consider this canonical. 66. And finally, Luz is lactose intolerant. 67. Let's talk about Amity. We mentioned how she is voiced by Mae Whitman, but the Katara references go a little bit further than sharing a voice actress. The way she conjures an abomination to capture Hunter in the episode Eclipse Lake bears quite a resemblance to how Katara would waterbend from a pouch she carried around her waist. 68. There is also more than a little overlap between Luz and Amity in Hootie's Tunnel of Love and Aang and Katara being trapped together in the Cave of Two Lovers. 69. While most occupants of the Owl House think Hootie is at a minimum somewhat irritating, Amity seems to have a particular dislike for him. When she beats him up in an enchanting Grom fight, he actually has some serious injuries, as he is seen with bandages and an eye patch in the next scene. 70. Amity is left-handed. 71. Her Penstagram account is WitchChick128. Some people read the 128 in there as a reference to Dana Terrace's birthday, which is December 8th. 72. Another, more explicit reference to Terrace is Amity's Palisman Ghost, based on and named after Terrace's cat. 73. Much speculation revolves around the true identity of Emperor Belos. One of the most credible theories is that he was one of the two brothers who were abducted from Gravesfield in the 1600s. 74. This would make him the brother of Philip Whitbane. 75. It would also explain his dependency on Palisman to stay healthy, absorbing their magic to keep himself young. 76. But there is also plenty of evidence to suggest otherwise, one of the main ones being Hunter, aka the Golden Guard. He's only a teenager and is Belos' nephew, meaning that Belos' brother is either still alive, or if he isn't, only died recently. 77. Belos also mentions that he doesn't want the portal for something as boorish as invading the human realm, but he is still going to considerable lengths to obtain and later repair it. 78. Of course, he said this to Luz, and he is known to lie to achieve what he wants, so how truthful this is up for debate. 79. Time for some hidden details. Among the wanted posters Luz is checking in separate tides, there is one for the 3 children of the Bat Queen, though underneath it says part-time babysitter. 80. The creepy doll Luz picks up in the first episode makes another appearance when she creates the portal for the mirror dimension. 81. At the book fair, one of the books is titled Pulling a Faust One. This is a reference to the mythological character of Faust, who traded his soul with the devil to gain unlimited knowledge. Strangely fitting for a book fair in the demonic realm. 82. The crest of the Hexide school is the Ouroboros, the snake eating its own tail. But that symbol is normally a circle. However, at Hexide, it's mixed with the infinity symbol. 83. This is a bit double since the Ouroboros already represents a cycle of renewal. 84. The crooked dagger Bump gives Willow for Luz's dissection later reappears in the season finale, when Luz is looking to arm herself to free Ida. 85. Ever since Ida mentions in the first episode that giraffes were banned from the demon realm to the human world, they appear multiple times in the background, like on King's Board of Demons 101. 86. The armory brought up in Enchanting Gromfright has some interesting choices. The Claymore, Valorheart, Rykard's Rapier, and something bearing a suspicious resemblance to the Life Hunt Scythe from Dark Souls all appear on there. 87, along with Cloud's Buster Sword from Final Fantasy. 88, and the Thunder Sword Alastor from Devil May Cry. 89, most creatures on the Boiling Isles are fabrications, but the spider that crawls on Luz's head in that same episode is based on a real one, called the camel spider. They're harmless to humans, but some can actually grow to that size. 90. The monster from the intro finally appears in the show proper in the Season 1 finale, summoned by Belos in an attempt to defeat Luz. 91. In the first episode, the owl with the cat eyes and human face gets a long shot leading up to the reveal of the Owl House, but we never get any kind of explanation of this creature. 92. The Cloud Gwendolyn releases looks more than a bit like the West Potent, a relief embedded in the ground at St. Peter's Square in Vatican City. 93. Ida selling snake oil is an obvious reference to her being a snake oil salesman or a charlatan. 94. Luz is very keen to put magic into the book she writes with King, as it's already pinned to the board when she adds it again. 95. We haven't discussed the music yet, so let's change that. The first season had its score composed by T.J. Hill, the same guy who did the score for Amphibia, which there are a handful of references to in the show. 96. But the second season had its score composed by Brad Breek, who did the score for Gravity Falls. 97. Pay attention to the background music whenever Luz and Amity are on screen together. There are two leitmotifs that usually accompany them, though in various keys and with some reharmonization going on. 98. So far, only the first and last episodes of Season 1 have aired without the intro theme playing beforehand. 99. In the episode Hunting Palisman, the Golden Guard is heard whistling the main theme. 100. While we have talked about the show's references to Gravity Falls at great length, the other two major targets of parody are Amphibia, another Disney show, and Harry Potter. 101. Amphibia first. These shows share the same composer and the same animation studios, Rough Draft Studios and Sunman Image Pictures, both based in South Korea. 102. And also composer T.J. Hill. 103. One of the references to Amphibia is in Hunter's room, where he keeps a figurine of Sprig Planter. 104. The references to Harry Potter are much more numerous, including a brief cameo by a much more violent version of the Sorting Hat in the episode The First Day. 105. Grudgeby being basically Quidditch, but without the brooms. 106. And the Grom bearing more than a passing resemblance to the Boggarts, if a lot more powerful. 107. And finally, because I know you've been waiting for this, while Amity scrolls through most of Luz's messages on the Tamagotchi-like device, the only one she doesn't take a second look at is the first one she receives that episode. Turn sideways, the one that reads, "You are pretty." Once again, I'm Jeremy Freed, and thanks for watching 107 Facts About the Owl House. Are you excited for the next half of Season 2 to come out? What do you think is the truth behind Emperor Belos' identity? Comment below to let us know, and don't forget to hit the bell icon to be notified whenever we upload a new video. We upload new content every week, so make sure you don't miss out. And remember, Frederator loves you.